Dude, the reactions to that stream clip we did, they were pretty funny. Bethesda's the guy who peaked in high school. KCD 2 has made me realize that Bethesda cannot possibly make a popular RPG with true RPG mechanics and challenging gameplay. Considering Bethesda's track record, Elder Scrolls 6 is cooked. Emil doesn't have the chops to create an engaging story. He should have been replaced. Starfield made my grandma cry. Damn, I just realized how perfectly a controversial 7 out of 10 describes every Bethesda game since Skyrim. Bethesda as a studio straight up lacks things that modern studios have mastered for over a decade. Mid-tier meshes, jank animations, bad writing, and an awful engine. They've actually gone so far into tech debt, it's just sad to see. And the higher-ups just won't admit it. They still think they can kick it with the big boys, but they're a toddler who can't even begin to understand why they don't compare. I legit feel bad for the ground floor devs. Many of them have likely been with the company for so long that the other engine tech has moved on. And when they try to find work outside Bethesda, they will realize they don't know how to use Pro Tools. Red Engine can do full seamless open world with interiors and exteriors, multiple tuned vehicles, large random gen NPC crowds, multiple animated ads and videos, actual videos on TV screens on screen at the same time, and top-notch character and facial animations, and it can do all of the above at the same time. The creation engine is so far from being able to do even a single one of those. Make a world space too big, lag. Too many characters on screen, lag. Add multiple vehicles, lag. Too many textures or too many texture animated objects, lag, and so on. It's so lacking that aside from rudimentary gameplay, we will never see anything more impressive or innovative. Being able to dynamically move over or around objects like AC style climbing or parkour, or having more dramatic, meaningful combat and the like. Hell, being able to clamber or climb up chest high walls would be a huge step for BGS, but has been solved in other games for the last 2 generations. The best we can do in the creation engine is janky canned animations with interaction markers. The engine is very easy to mod once we are given the creation kit tools, and that is only saving grace. But even the modding scene couldn't save Starfield. Woof. Bro. I will say, this is what I appreciate you guys as a community. The passionate, thoughtful comments and responses to stuff always blow my mind. Like, that somebody will take the time to break this down and explain it from their point of view. I just find it so impressive, you know. And it comes off to me like this is a modder who knows what he's talking about. That's the vibe I'm getting. And that he's been very frustrated at the lacking features of the creation toolkit. If Emil Pagliarulo is still head writer, I won't be buying Elder Scrolls 6. Dude can't write a decent story to save his life. Let's see. He's worse than that. He actively discourages anyone actually trying to write something good. He said it in his panel that they're just going to skip it or mod it out anyways. What he said was, you can write the next great American novel and the players will tear out the pages and make paper airplanes. Which, I understand the analogy. You can write a really compelling story and a lot of players will not connect with it or interact with it. That's true. But it definitely sounds like you're saying that therefore no one will appreciate a good story, which is not true. Like, I think there's a subset of players, 5, 10%, I don't know, that kind of ignore the main story and will just skip dialogue. Like, they don't pay attention to it. They'll look up a story recap at the end if they care, but they're just skipping dialogue to get to the game. That's true. There are people like that for sure. But there's a whole hell of a lot of people that will listen to the dialogue and will listen to the story and will think about it and analyze the plot and look for plot holes and appreciate the nuance and the little bitty things that are at play within it. You know, they will. They really, really will. And when like those players who do dig into the nitty gritty details, they like find themselves appreciating those little details so much more. So much more, because those little details are what elevates it to a whole other level. Like, for example, I was going to try to find a way to bring this up because I saw it again. Confession time. I've been rewatching Breaking Bad. It's amazing. It's always so amazing, and I love it dearly. Okay, there is a scene in Breaking Bad where there's a tiny detail that is freaking amazing. It's brilliant. Okay. It's brilliant. So quick. Can I just put text on screen? Text. Go on mute as long as this is on, because I'm just going to show you this real quick because it's so good. And hopefully we don't get copyright struck. Okay, spoilers. There's a moment where Hank realizes that Walter White, Bryan Cranston's character, is Heisenberg. He's the guy he's been looking for, right? There's a moment he realizes this. And all of the thoughts of what Heisenberg has done flood into his mind. And he realizes, oh my God, this is the guy that has poisoned people, that has run people down, that has organized mass executions within prisons to get rid of witnesses. Like, he is a terrible, terrible guy. And listen to the first line of dialogue that happens when he opens the sliding glass door, okay? Marie is going to say something in reference to Walt.
Well, actually, they were my... You're all welcome.
You are the devil.
Did you hear it? She makes a small little comment in the context of the conversation they're having, but the first thing he hears her say in reference to Walter as he opens the door is, you are the devil. It's a tiny, tiny detail, but it makes you appreciate it so much more. Emil would look at this and be like, a lot of people are going to watch the show not paying attention, with it muted, with subtitles on. So why would we bother putting little details like that in? Why would we have Walter White coordinate the color of his shirts with the people that he's killed in the story up to that point? So he adopts the colored clothing of the people he's killed when there might be colorblind people watching. Why would we bother? Like, you start to see how that mindset, that mentality that Emil puts forward can lead to dismissing any effort at all. And it's no wonder that the stories fall flat. It's no wonder that there's nothing that interesting in these games, because they have found a reason not to try at all. Because there's always going to be somebody who doesn't appreciate it, who skips over it, who takes the pages of the great American novel and turns it into paper airplanes. But he fails to recognize the fact that there's a lot of people who will read the novel because it's a great novel and will cherish it and appreciate it. It's a very cynical, as one of you said in chat, it's a very cynical way of thinking about, the audience. And it's that sort of contempt for the audience, the sort of like, you guys are too stupid to appreciate good writing, so we're not even going to bother trying. That's what you start to feel in all of these games. It's like the scarlet thread that goes through all of it, you know? And it's no wonder that the audience doesn't connect with the stories, because the story has been written and crafted in a way where they don't believe that you're smart enough to actually appreciate it, which is unfortunate. And you can tell it. And now on the flip side, there's other stories that have been written, whether it's like God of War from 2018 to Ragnarok. That whole story is phenomenal and very, very compelling. The performances certainly help too. But that story respects the player, and it respects their ability to notice little details and little nuances in the writing and in the characters' choices and how they might sigh before saying this line. You know, those little details elevate something way beyond everything else. But then on the flip side, I guess we have space pirates in Starfield. And I'm trying to think of something else that happened in the story of Starfield, and it was so forgettable, I can't. And I think I rest my case. I was trying to think of another example. Oh, I'm not sure. Sad. That's sad. I'm sad now. I'm ready for the next era of BGS stuff though, because it's really going to show whether there was anything learned at all from the feedback of Starfield. And I have a sneaking suspicion that there was very little learned. But we'll see. But that hype level, dude, is going to be on another level. I was going to say another planet, which may have been more appropriate. It's going to be on another level when it comes to Elder Scrolls 6. Just wait.